Hello everybody. Today I'm actually in the kitchen. I got this far. And I'm actually going to do a product review of which a lot of people know about but they don't know about, and that is the let's see if we can see it. Yeah. The I'll have to bring it in front. The Vitamix blender right here. I just got it. And I saved up for it. Actually, I got it from QVC. I don't usually do that. Um, but I bought it because it does so many different things. And um, I'm actually really haven't completely used it yet. But, I've cleaned it out. You have to wash it out and everything. And then I did a couple of little chop things with it. And I'm finding that it does chop and everything like that. I still am going to need a mandolin, okay? I thought I had one somewhere, but I can't find it, so I'm going to need a mandolin to do that. But I'm really happy with it, and I'm thinking, that it's really quite well. I mean, I have another blender, but my daughter uses that one, and that one does a lot of different things and makes smoothies. But this one does just about everything, and they sent the cookbook with all the pages and everything in it. And then they also sent me a mug, which I thought was very, very nice. And in here it's the owner's manual. And mine is a 5200 Vitamix. And it tells you all of the warnings and everything. And then mostly what anybody tells you, what to do and everything like that. Now, what I like about it is that when the plug can be stored underneath of the apparatus, so that the plug doesn't have to hang out or anything like that, because my sink and everything and is kind of close to the stove, and while the kitchen is big, the cooking area is not that big. You know what I mean? I would have opted for bigger space, and maybe one day I'll do that. You know what I mean? But it's not the way I would like to have it. But it is a nice kitchen nonetheless, and as you can see, I've just had it tiled and things like that, the way I kind of wanted it. And I'm really happy with it. The one thing I'm going to do is it stops it makes frozen treats, so it can make ice cream. Although I have two ice cream makers, and it makes. Let me tell you what it does. Okay, let's get started. It says, okay, tells you all about the Vitamix and everything and whatnot. And I picked black, and it juices. It juices the whole food. So you don't usually have to even take the skin off, although most of the skins I take off. But it has some good ones. Here, for instance, it has one for medium tomatoes and a cup of fresh spinach and half a carrot and diced onions and one sprig of parsley and sweet red or green bell peppers and some hot sauce, which is optional. And Worcestershire sauce, of course, is also optional. A dash of salt and some ice cubes. And then you have your pineapple juice coladas and then blending. Okay, so this is the juicing process. Without all of the, because I had a juicer and I sold it because you get the puff goes in one and comes out the other, and oh my god. Okay, then it does fruit smoothies. Okay, and this is for red grapes, red or green grapes, fresh strawberries, peeled bananas, and you've got some juice. And then you've got frozen cappuccinos, margaritas, rice milk. Now here's one, because my granddaughter is allergic. Anybody out there know anything about allergies, please email me. Um, the rice milk is a cup of brown rice cooked, and 2 cups of water, 1.5 teaspoons of brown sugar or sweetener to taste optionally, and then you blend it, and then you have a whole rice milk treat. It makes hummus, which I love, okay, and then it does dry chopping and mincing onions and eggs and all of that. grating, wet chopping. Does wet chopping for cabbage, for the slaw, for crushing ice, for salsa, and marinara sauce, and for potatoes for hash browns. And then it makes frozen treats, which I might get rid of in one of the ice cream makers. Um, it makes strawberry yogurt, peach soy sherbet, orange sherbet, and then of course it does grinding. So it makes peanut butter, cooked over on meats, and then it does dry blades. So it grinds your own coffee. Imagine that one. I couldn't even imagine that. And then it does kneading. I have a bread maker. Well, I make my bread. You know what I mean? I like things like that. So it does the kneading, and it does whole wheat bread and other things. So I haven't tried doing the kneading in there, but I'm going to do that. I just got the whole cookbook and everything, and so I'm going to actually open it while you all are looking and tell you a few things about what's in it and everything. And it's rather expensive for a blender, but if it does so much, then it cuts down on the food processor, which of course I've had for a while, and all the other little things, and it makes your life much easier. And because I had the stroke, I mean, chopping for me, my right hand, well, I can use my left hand, but my right hand is still not where I want it to be. But I can chop, but it takes me time. So what do? You put something in there and let it chop and rinse it out and go, and that's really important to me. So here's all the cooking and everything, and we can put this together while I'm talking to you. And when I come on, when I start cooking, sometimes I'm going to use a Vitamix, sometimes I'm going to use just different things. But when you're cooking for a stroke, people don't realize how much time and effort it takes to get settled and to you know be settled and understand what you've had. I still don't understand it though, but you know what? Whatever. Okay, they even have an autumn sweet potato smoothie. Now that's just cool. And they have a green drink. My daughter's into green drink. And they have Cindy midday smoothie. That's really nice. And then they have it so that it's actually broken down so that you can go and seal it off. And they have rice and coconut milk too as well. So with that, let's see how this goes. Okay, so this is all of the beverage. So we'll put this together. Put this in here, and do this. Put this in here. I'm actually like a little kid in a candy store when it comes to the different things. So if you've got anything, any kind of gadget, and you want to send it to me, you want me to test it and tell you about it, and then the good thing about that is that I get to keep it more than likely. You know what I mean? Or if you've made something or something and you want your product out there, I'm going to be on 2 or 3 days a week now, maybe every day at some point. So, just tell me and I'll do it. And, it won't cost you a thing, and it won't cost you anything for, advertising. That's a way to get free advertising. I'd like it, and it's simply a matter of, I've gotten to the point now where, we've got to now it goes to soups, by the way. Sorry, this is the soup one right here. And you've got to figure out how to make money and things and revamp and reinvest. And we're going to have to invest in each other again. It's not about color or class or any of those kinds of things. It's about who does what for society and how we're going to live and how we want to live. Because obviously Washington doesn't care anything about us. Um, and unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, we're going to go back to mom and pop stores and things like that. So I guess it's fortunate in a sense that a lot of things were downsized and things. I mean, it did take the wind out of a lot of people's sails, and including mine in some ways. But you know what? You get back up on that horse and you ride. Okay? And okay, now it goes for dips. So the cookbook is quite nice. Dips. It has dips and spreads. And it has guacamole. Butter. I know how to make butter. I used to make butter all the time. And then it has carrot spread. That ought to be good. You know what? That ought to be good because my granddaughter is allergic to milk. And so she's also allergic to things like soy. She's allergic to God. That poor child. So like I said, if anybody has any allergy recipes, please send them to me. Because I can make them and experiment with them. And this one has sauces. And let's see. Let's go where the sauce goes. That's nice. Olive sauce. Basil sauce. A lot of sauces. Okay. This one goes. The next one's breads. I don't need my bread maker anymore. I don't know about that. That would cut the kitchen down. So this is the bread one. Now this is all comes with Vitamix. And you know, up until recently, they didn't have an ad on television. And now on the cooking channels they have. So I think that everybody's getting on the Vitamix bandwagon. And I had been telling people for a long time about the Vitamix. You know, I wanted one and I kept saying, what do you want one for? And I'm like, because it is fantastic. It does a phenomenal job on different things. And I guess they didn't really hear me the way that they should, but well, to me it is. I don't know, somehow I think I lost something here with you guys. Oh, no wonder. I think I got it now. You can lose yourself in these things. But also I want to get into couponing. You know what's really funny? I don't coupon like I used to. And then I'm realizing that that's dumb. Okay. Oh, I forgot to show you. This one is for breakfast. And like I said, I know it's expensive, but if you're gonna reach for the stars, well, now like I said, I bought mine on QVC. So what happens with that is that you pay on it monthly, and I paid 5 months. I think it's paid. I'm not so sure. I've got to check and see. But I feel like you know, I did a good service to myself because you know I wanted it and I kept seeing it and I kept thinking, you know. But now that I got it, you know what I mean. For me, it's like having a fur coat. Only thing is, the only time you can wear the fur coat is in the winter time, and I'm not into fur coats anyway. So I would rather